Hey guys, we are talking about confidence today because I get asked almost on the daily to help my team to become more confident, right? In recommending a high ticket treatment plan, skincare, our membership, cross referring to other departments because they know that it's not just about how do I fire a laser? What are the ins and outs of the membership or how this treatment works, right? That it actually has so much to do with confidence. So you're probably at some point even beat your head against the wall trying to figure out just how to help yourself or your team member, only to have fallen short in helping them to become not only confident, but getting that massive result that you're looking for, that long-term success in results that you are after. I'm talking about, really increasing your revenue per hour, hitting 80% rebooking rates, having a 20% plus skincare to service ratio, and hitting your goals consistently month after month. So today I'm going to be sharing with you actionable tips on how you can become more confident, really gain confidence in everything that you do, not only in aesthetics. My name is Caitlin Kaufman, CEO and founder of Diamond Accelerator, and I help med spa owners and their team achieve the personal, professional, and financial goals through the growth of their business. All right, guys. So many successful people, they will credit confidence as being part of their secret sauce, but not many people really can explain just how you become confident. How do you become so confident that you just like exude confidence, right? You've been around those people before, and it's tricky, right? Because confidence is built on a number of things, but overall it's built on our choices and accomplishments that really feed, your passion and what makes you happy and proud of who you are and what it is that you are able to do. And I would challenge you to say that discovering these things really can be one of the most, worthwhile pursuits of your life for yourself personally. And if you manage a person or mentor them, this really can be game changer. So just how do you develop confidence, right? And most people would automatically jump right into, okay, this is how you break down the skill of injecting. This is how you're going to help a person lose weight. This is how you're going to, you should answer the phone. This is how you should recommend medical grade skincare and the regimen for anti-aging or for acne, right? They jump right in to the skill. But it's so much more than just how you do a treatment, a protocol, right? The scripting behind it. Those things are important. And the more you develop those muscles and practice that, it absolutely is a part of gaining confidence. But I want to break down how to become confident in anything you desire so that you can apply these strategies for yourself, for someone that you manage, mentor, or train. So, number one, the very first thing is that you have to have a growth mindset, not a fixed mindset. You absolutely non-negotiable have to have a growth mindset, because if you go straight to like flexing the muscle, right, and just doing the reps on whatever skill you're trying to become confident in, at some point, something is going to happen, right? And if you don't have a growth mindset, if you have a fixed mindset, you are going to go backwards, right? You're not going to get the result that you are after. And a person that has a growth mindset believes that your skills can be developed and improved at any time, right? Those with a fixed mindset believe that your abilities or your skills, and this is, guys, this is like one of my pet peeves, is when people say, it is what it is, right? If you think that your skill set, your abilities, what you're capable of is innate, is what it is, that it can't be changed, then you're dead in the water, right? And because, the bad news is like, you just can't go out and buy or order online a growth mindset, right? In fact, one of the kind of scary things is that whether you have a fixed or a growth mindset is developed at a very early age. And so that's why I often am annoying my children when they make comments or say things. I come right back at them and ask them, is that a growth mindset or is that a fixed mindset? I mean, can you imagine? I have 4 boys. They're hearing it from me all the time. But the good news is that you can absolutely train yourself to be confident. You can absolutely train yourself to have a growth mindset. So let me break that down and give you some examples. So a person with a fixed mindset will say, I'm not good at that. A person with a growth mindset is, I'm not good yet, but I can be much better if I try, right? Another example, she's so much better than me, versus I wonder what she's doing to practice, right? Maybe I could try and follow her game plan, right? How she gets better. Another example, I give up, I can't do it, versus what can I do differently? The final example is like, I did it wrong, I suck, right? Versus I made a mistake and this is what I learned from it. That is the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset, and why that's such an important skill, that an absolute must in order to gain and to keep confidence, is because you can do 100 reps, 1,000 reps, but life happens, right? Curveballs get thrown your way. And if you have a fixed mindset, a victim's mindset, and you don't apply a growth mindset, then again, you're dead in the water. You're going to go backwards. You're not going to be able to achieve the same amount of success consistently if you do not have a growth mindset. And that's why it's absolutely a core value here at Diamond Accelerator. You have to have a growth mindset. And so you need to be able to check yourself and or your team, right? Because we all have those moments, and when it's like, woe is me, and I'm down, and I have these challenges, right? And it's really easy to sit in those. But a good way, if you're feeling that heaviness, those downs, those losses, then you need to ask yourself, right? Am I having? How am I sitting in this right now, right? And you get to choose, right? Am I going to have a growth mindset, or am I going to have a fixed mindset? Am I going to get to dig myself out of this and climb over that mountain and get to the other side? Or am I going to be a victim and I'm going to have a fixed mindset and just take what I can take, right? What I get, right? And so it's really important that you instill that as a core value for yourself and for your company and for your team. And you create a culture that you don't allow fixed mindsets to be a part of your team, your day, your company, right? Because you can get better at anything. You can overcome any obstacle when you have a growth mindset. And so if someone is being negative, right? If someone says they can't do something, you first and foremost need to check them, right? Like, or do we have a growth mindset right now or a fixed mindset, right? And then they're like, oh no, it's fixed. Okay, well, how can we change the narrative here? What can we do in our control to get better, to overcome this? Okay, so first and foremost, the number one thing that you need to do in order to gain and keep confidence is to have a growth mindset. And you need to constantly be asking yourself, your actions, your thoughts, your words, are they fixed beliefs or mindset, or is it a growth mindset? And that is going to take you so far. Okay, the next strategy that I like to really think about and instill in gaining confidence is what I call the podium principle. Now, I'm a runner and I love being on the podium, right? And so I've learned this and applied this for myself, both personally, professionally, and in sports. So let's break down what the podium principle is. And it is comprised of three things. So the first one is your psychology, right? Your behavioral psychology. And this kind of goes back to having that growth or fixed mindset, right? And so you have to have the right psychology in order to have confidence. So again, number one, the psychology and what your thoughts are. And if you apply that growth or fixed mindset, you're well on your way. The second thing is strategy, right? Like, you can't just sit back and be like, okay, I'm going to get better at injecting. And then I just expect to get better at injecting and sit there and do nothing, right? You got to do the reps, you got to train, you got to have the practice. So what is the strategy at which you are going to be implementing the practice, the training, the accountability, the feedback, right? In order for you to get better. And then the third thing is what I call the continuous improvement. Or some people call it the theory of marginal gains, which was popularized back in the early 2000s by the German Olympic team. They basically went from not even like ever being considered to medaling to like the gold medal because they applied the theory of marginal gains, where they literally broke down every little element to their race. And they looked at like, if we can get 1% better at all of these different elements, that is going to give us so many marginal gains that we think that we can take the gold from there, right? And so that's what that, that strategy, that continuous improvement, right? And it's all about getting a little bit better every single month. And I like to apply that with my clients and my team. It's like, listen, Rome wasn't built in a day. Okay. We can't expect to be the very best overnight. But what we can do is we can get a little bit better every single day, every single month, because people way underestimate what can be achieved, over time by consistently showing up. And they greatly overestimate what can get done by showing up for a day, by practicing for a week, by doing it for a month, right? And the best of the best is going to show up consistently, are about continuous improvement all of the time. And they apply strategies to be able to do it. And they have the mental mindset, they have the growth mindset in order to be able to show up consistently. So that when you get knocked down, right? When you have bad days, when you have patients that you just can't make happy no matter what you do, the crazy ones that I'm talking about, right? That you have the mental fortitude to get right back up, to keep going on the path, right? And especially if you are a business owner or you're a top performer, there are very high highs and there are very, very low lows as well. And so that's why you have to have the growth mindset, not the fixed mindset, so that when you get knocked down, you can quickly snap yourself out of it and get back on track, right? What is the activity, the training that I have to do to get better or to get back on top or get back on track, right? And tracking your results. And like last month, this is what I did, right? And this month is what I did, and I got a little bit better. I might have fallen short of what I wanted to accomplish and achieve, but gosh dang it, I got better. And that is something to be rewarded, right? And celebrated. So that every single month, when you get, and again, that theory of marginal gains is that improved upon elements by 1% will help you achieve significant increase in your overall performance, right? So if you break down what it is that you're trying to become more confident in let's say 10 steps, 20 steps, and you were able to improve on that specific element by 1%, how would that impact you overall? And I can tell you that it's going to be equivalent to hundreds, if not thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars. So it's really worth it. But you can't just sit back and just want to be confident, right? Life doesn't work that way. But if you apply these principles, right, of first really committing to having a growth mindset, not a fixed mindset, and checking yourself, because we're all human, we all have bad moments, right? Maybe even a bad day, but you can't catch me having a bad week or a bad month or a bad quarter, because I have a growth mindset. And I'm going to check myself if I get into the rut of like, woe is me, or like, I can't do this, or I'm having a challenge with this, or this person's fault. It's like, no. Right? A growth mindset is going to focus on like how I get myself back up, right? How I continue to move the needle forward, not sitting in something that someone else did to me, or that, that was out of my control or even in my control, right? Mistakes happen. I may make mistakes every single day, but I learned from them and I move forward. And that's what a growth mindset is going to do. And when I have a growth mindset and then I apply the podium principle is, okay, I have the mindset, right? And now this is the strategy of how I'm going to overcome it or get better at it, right? And then I'm going to commit to getting a little bit better every single day. And when you apply that, that's when you're going to see those marginal gains, right? And then all of a sudden you're just an ass kicker, right? And you're looked at as being super confident, and you deliver and you get these massive results and you make it look so easy, but it's not. It is not easy. It takes a concentrated effort to become confident and stay confident. But if you really break down how it is that you achieve confidence, achieve massive results, you're going to be able to do it consistently in more areas in your life when you really break down what success looks like and how I can become confident, right, in that specific skill. Because, success leaves clues. And isn't it interesting when you look at successful people and they're not just good at one thing in life, right? And the reason why is because the things that they did to become good at that one thing is like strategies that they can use in a whole bunch of different areas of their life. Isn't that really interesting, right? Like most people aren't just good at one thing and then a shit show in others, right? They're good at so many other things. There's so many things because they apply these principles. Now, some people don't even know how they do it. They just do it, right? But I will tell you, if you really think about applying these strategies, you're going to find those marginal gains and that success that you're looking for in so many different aspects of your life. And it can be applied in not only your professional life, but your personal life, your financial goals, and everything in between. All right, guys. I hope that helps you. I hope you're feeling excited. I hope you're feeling inspired, because if you are wanting to increase your average revenue per hour, increase your rebooking rates, right? Hit 80% rebooking rates, hit 20% retail to service ratio, or whatever it is that you want to become more confident, that whatever result it is that you want to go after. If you apply these strategies and principles that I shared with you today, it's absolutely possible. And it can happen sooner than later. It can really give you that massive result that you are after. Hey, Alec. Hey, Jamie. Hey, Alexis. Casey, and lots of new faces. Thanks, guys. Bearded Dad Nation. Awesome. All right. So I'm going to open up the floor for some questions right now. So go ahead in the chat. If you have any questions, I'll open up the floor. First question. Okay. What should I do if I'm the only one on my team with a growth mindset? Oh, okay. This is a really good question. because I've never worked in a job or even on a team that everyone is at the same level in confidence or like hungriness, right? It's just like part of life. And you may have this challenge both like personally and professionally. This could be on your team, this could be with your significant other, right? And so I've actually thought a lot about this question. And this is where you really have to build kind of like armor around yourself. And you also have to teach people how you want to be treated, how you want to be coached, how you want to be engaged with, so that you can receive the like nurturing love support that you need so that you can stay dialed in and focused. And I actually have. I'll just share like a personal story real quick in the sense of, I am like, I would definitely say that I'm a confident person, and I would definitely say that I have really big dreams and aspirations, and I'm not afraid to put a goal or a target out there. Sometimes that it scares people that are around me, right? Like, because what if you fail? Right. And so it's like, oh, maybe that's too big. And I don't know. Right. But I don't have that same fear or that same problem. And so when I have people around me that are chipping in, that are trying to create like doubt, right? Then I check them right away. Right. And that can be that can be overwhelming for some people, but I know what I need and what's important, right? And so I'll check people in the sense of, just like I do with my kids, if they're saying something that could be kind of infiltrating like a cancer into my confidence and what it is that I want to achieve and do, then I'll be like, whoa, 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 right? No, 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 no. Like, that's not how I think. That's not what I believe, right? Is that a growth mindset or a fixed mindset? And all of a sudden, people around you are going to be more conscious of what they're saying out loud around you, right? And it's going to help them personally as well. And if they can't get on board with it, then you're just going to find that they're going to be quieter about it, right? So I think it's totally fine to check people that are around you, because you want to be around people that are like-minded as well, right? So if they are trying to chip away at your confidence or what you're trying to achieve, then I would just let them know, like, that's not what I'm doing. That's not what I'm about. This is what I'm focused on, and get on or get off the boat, right? And of course, you can say it nicer, right? And you can challenge them and be like, oh, yeah, that's one way of thinking about it, but I have a growth mindset. And so I'm going to focus on what I can control instead of sitting and allowing someone else to dictate my future or my success, because I know that I can learn and that I can grow, right? That my abilities are not innate, they're not fixed, they're not set in stone, right? And then all of a sudden, like, people around you are like, oh, yeah, right? And they're either going to get on board or they're going to quietly disappear. Okay. Hey, Brad, thanks for joining us. All right, guys, any final questions before we wrap up? I know it went a little bit longer, but this is such an important training, not only for you professionally and for your team, if you're a mentor or a manager or a business owner, right? But just in life in general. And so if you can apply these principles for yourself, for others, for your children, for that matter, right? It is going to be game changer. It's going to not only give you better results, but I drastically believe that it's going to improve the quality of your life and the quality of the relationships that you have with your team as well. So I hope that you love this training. Make sure that this is such an important one. So guys, make sure that you share this with your team or another med spa that could benefit. And you can always catch the replay on our YouTube channel. And to get access to so many free trainings that will help grow your med spa, be sure to visit our link tree and our social bio and join us every single week, same time, same place, Wednesdays, 2:30 Central Time. Catch us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Thanks, guys, for joining us. And make sure that you have a growth mindset and apply that podium principle, and you are going to see those marginal gains be chipping away, and you are going to be hitting your growth and revenue goals consistently. Thanks, guys.